The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Saint Mark.
Glory to you, O Lord.
At that time, Jesus and the disciples came to Bethsaida, and some people brought to him a blind man and begged him to touch him. And he took the blind man by the hand and led him out of the village. And when he had spit on his eyes and laid his hands upon him, he asked him, "Do you see anything?" And he looked up and said, "I see men, but they look like trees walking." Then again he laid his hands upon his eyes, and he looked intently and was restored, and saw everything clearly. And he sent him away to his home, saying, "Do not even enter the village." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Dear brothers, a different type of healing performed by Jesus in today's Gospel, the blind man at Bethsaida. People brought this blind man to Jesus and begged him to touch him. What does Jesus do? He takes the blind man by the hand and led him out of the village. I don't know what were the thoughts of the blind man. I don't see anything. He is holding me. Where is he leading me? Anyhow, I will surrender myself to him. I will obey him. His faith was not in vain. The first thing in our life is allowing ourselves to be led by Jesus. Allowing ourselves to be led by our parents, by our teachers, by people whom we love especially, who can do something for us. Sometimes we don't trust fully. Secondly, Jesus' personal interest in him. He spit on his eyes, personally involved. His saliva is there to cure this man, and laid his hands upon him gently. The concern of Jesus. And then he asks him, "Do you see anything?" He says, "I see men, but they look like trees walking." Partial healing has taken place. Sometimes we come to the seminary, we stop at that level. We see people like trees walking, not giving ourselves fully for the cause. Half-hearted surrender, knowing half philosophy, half theology. That's all. We end up there only. We go out half-baked. What a danger it is. I tell the canon law students, knowing no law is better than knowing of law. If you don't know the law, okay, but then if you know only half of the law, you know to cut, but you don't know to stitch. What is the use of such a surgeon? Many of the seminarians and farmies have to say like this man only. I study some philosophy enough, 50 marks enough, 55 marks enough. Wasting our time and energy in so many unnecessary things, leaving the important things out and holding on to unimportant things. Thanks be to God, this man did not stop at that level. Still, he pursues Jesus. And then once again, Jesus helps him. And he looked up and said, I see men. Then again Jesus laid his hands upon his eyes. And he looked intently and was restored. Do you want to be fully restored, or study of philosophy of theology? Do you give your full time and energy to the Lord, 24 hours a day, for the cause of the Lord? Not that you don't need to take any rest. A 10th standard boy who scored 80% was asked by the parish priest, did you really study to the best of your ability? He said, to tell you the truth, Father, I spent only half of my ability. Then he said, how old are you, man? The boy said, 16 years. You are only 8 years of age. How many hands have you? 2 hands. No, you are maimed. You have only 1 hand. How many legs have you? 2 legs. No, you have only 1 leg. How many eyes have you? 2 eyes. No, you have only 1 eye. We are living half-hearted life sometimes throughout. Can you at the end of the day say, Lord, I give myself fully? That would have been the greatest tribute we pay to our Creator for creating us. I see so many people, mediocrity, living in mediocrity, not giving their best. You need not be all the time intelligent, extraordinarily brilliant. We don't want it. But then, are you making a complete surrender, working towards your full healing? That's what counts. Come to today's beautiful first reading. We have to proclaim the reading with unction. And then some of the beautiful messages that St. James gives. First of all, he says, don't talk much. Don't get angry. Use your tongue wisely. For people who are yelling and unnecessarily talking, today St. James says, don't talk. And then also, you see some of the other things that James says. It's not enough to listen to the word. You should be doers of the word. So only paying lip service to the word of God, no life service. Listening to the word is conceiving. Doing the word is giving birth. So many priests and religious are moral abortionists. Prayer, word of God, life doesn't reflect what they pray, what they have heard. They kill. It's not enough to conceive. Listening to the word is conceiving and giving birth. Giving birth is living the word of God. And then finally, St. James concludes with beautiful saying of what is true religion. What is true religion? Religion that is pure and undefiled before God and the Father is this: visit orphans and widows in their affliction and keep oneself untainted from the world. Being pure is the true religion. Helping the needy is the pure religion. True prayer, true listening to the word of God must lead us to this. Being compassionate, helping others, looking for opportunities for service, and then being, as St. James says, unstained from the world, not corrupted from the world. So many opportunities for corruption. What you see, what you hear, whom we move with, what are you looking for? Being unstained by the world, especially by the media and so on. True religion. Silence, listening to the word, doing the word, and then having the true religion that is helping others and being pure. What a treasure every day we have in the form of this word of God. Should we not be converted? We are really blessed. So many young people outside are longing and thirsting for the word of God. Last Sunday I went to also, people were so happy because of listening to the word of God. But we in the seminary, so many opportunities to listen to the word of God, but we don't live it. We become abortionists because we listen and our life contradicts what we listened in the church. May the Lord, through the grace of this Eucharist, give us the necessary strength and generosity to go forward, to arrive at full healing. Not going on saying to the people, I see you, you are all walking like trees. I see now clearly, thanks to the grace of God. I invite you also to see clearly. Amen.